Hello again to part 3 of modifying my Kolb KXP1 Firestar to have flaperons. Okay, as you can see, my flaperon mechanism is out of the shop and mounted on the root tube of the Kolb. I've mounted it flush with the front, and as you can see, I needed to extend the push-pull tubes for the ailerons about 4 inches. And let me show you real quick. Here's the flaperon handle, and it goes to the push-pull cable, goes into the fuselage there, and it continues on down all the way to the back, and then comes on up. And you can see right here, let me get my camera, sorry, I'm new at all this, up here and around until it mounts to the rear of the unit back there. I wired this up temporarily just so I could get a mock-up. Originally I was going to do all this with chromoly steel brackets, and you know, the thing works so good as a mock-up. I mean, well, this is way lighter than anything I could build by welding brackets onto this frame. So I decided to rubber mount it with some heavy rubber hose and use some aviation stainless steel safety wire, 31,000. This is the biggest they make. And I've made this tool that can tighten safety wire really tight around a rubber hose. And it works on anything that has a little bit of give to it, because at the very end you have to slide it over center to lock it, and you need some something that'll squash and then come back. So this rubber provides that. If I didn't have a rubber hose there, I couldn't have done that technique. And you can really tighten this up tight, this rubber, the wire with that tool. Anyway, so I ended up going it as a permanent. It looks ugly, it looks totally amateurish, but I'm telling you, I don't think I could have did it lighter, and it ain't gonna be, it's as strong as it ever will need to be. You can hang on it, do whatever you want, it won't budge. And there's redundant wiring there, so if one comes loose, you got another. Anyway, this was a very problematic intersection. This is the end, this is where the push-pull terminates on the pilot side, on the joystick side here. So it needs to be mounted permanent, where it won't move. So again, I couldn't come up with any way that would be lighter than to just wire it against the frame. And it's working marvelous. It doesn't move at all. So I originally had a hose clamp holding it up just to test it out, and by golly, I liked it too much to take it off. So it looks really redneck, and maybe it is. This is the actuating lever, and it's presently in the neutral position, and where the ailerons are neither reflex down nor reflex up. And as you push this, pull it down from the seat, you can see it pulls the mechanism forward, which pulls the 2 aileron tubes forward, which pulls the 2 flaperons, the 2 ailerons down together to make flaps. And here we go back. and that's in the fully, that's in a reflexed up position. Right here is in the neutral, and then moving it forward another 3.5 inches takes it to the full flap. Now let me show you that one problem I was telling you about with this tube here. This is when you move this stick, right? This tube goes up and down. So you see how it's tilted back. Normally it's straight up. Well, to go from straight up to back, you would have to lengthen this tube if the joystick stayed in the same position at 12 o'clock. But obviously you can't, this tube is a set length. So what happens is your joystick ends up moving off center, off of 12 o'clock. So here we go. I just showed you it's right now it's centered straight at 12 o'clock. And now I'm going to put this in a full flaps. And now you can see it's about 11 o'clock. I mean, that's not terrible. And you're only in that position just slightly while you're touching down, or just before touchdown, or just while you got the flaps completely fully radically deployed down at a 45 degree or 40 degree. Most of the time I anticipate not even going to that extreme, but coming in using 30 degrees flaps when you're landing, or maybe even 25. Okay, what else do we got here? This is this piece here is made out of solid aluminum, 6061 T6, and I machined the saddle to go up against a 1-inch tube, and then I drilled and tapped it for the fine thread 3/8 grade 8 bolt. Machined a little aluminum saddle here. Machined a aluminum insert that goes in just about 4 inches into the tube that it sits into. So and then obviously there's a little cap to keep I machined there to keep the dirt out. And the same on the other side. And this ring is there just to keep the axle tube in place, in the right position. Okay. And the rest of this solid tube extended all the way out to about where my thumb is, and I drilled it out, or machined it out to about 100 thousandths thickness, wall thickness, all the way up to where the thread stops for the 3/8 bolt to lighten it up. All right, and then I slid the 1-inch tube on sleeve over that, and I got me a little 3/4 inch tube for the rest of it, trying to keep it light. And I could have riveted this and saved a little work, but I figured, well, if some freak accident happens or whatever, and this bends, I can replace it easy. Anyway, I may put rivets there. And the Telex cable, we showed you the routing. Let me walk around. There's the trailer I made for this plane. 20 years old that trailer is, and it's just as nice as when it was new. Love that thing. Here's the end to terminate. The end terminates. The end cap keeps it. So this tube is this tube, the outside housing that holds the axle for the lever, is a 1 1/8 inch aluminum tube, and it receives that 1 inch aluminum tube that's bolted to the lever. It's part of the lever, and that, so it's a perfect, nice, loose fit. It's not sloppy and it's not tight. So there's no rotational pressure on this tube whatsoever. It just holds that 1 inch tube, and as it turns, 30 degrees from time to time. So it's plenty good. You don't need any bushings or anything. It is its own bushing, and it's fine. Again, this wire looks so hokey, but there's very little pressure here on the tube, and it'll never move. Here's the other end of the Telex cable. It mounts to that little bracket. And the bracket mounts to the 1.5 by 1.5 tube that is the slide mechanism. Okay, and so there's a little bit of adjustment I got here, and a little bit of adjustment here. And that's enough. That's all I need. All right, I'm gonna go off camera and put the wings on, and maybe we can see how the ailerons become flaps. Hang on.